It's April 11, 2019, Thursday, 2:28 p.m. and today is Nipsey Hussle's memorial.
Just wanted to send some words of encouragement. Y'all stay focused, y'all keep working hard, believe in yourself, prove everybody that doubts y'all wrong, show up every day, stay pure, keep your heart pure, stay motivated, stay inspired, show love to your people. From Nip Hussle.
In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys what Nipsey Hussle was all about, what his plans were in the real estate world, and how he was going to change the lives of millions of people behind the scenes. In my previous video that I just uploaded the other day, I got so much positive feedback, so much love from you guys, so I said let me do a follow-up video to tell you guys more about Nipsey Hussle, and not only that, but tell you guys a lot of things you might not know. So many of you guys know, if you watched my previous video, that Nipsey Hussle purchased a strip center off Crenshaw and Slauson Avenue in the neighborhood that he grew up at. Now when he bought that strip center, guys, he had a huge vision with it. It wasn't just to buy a strip center, rent it out, and make money. No, it was way bigger than that. It was the first step to reviving his neighborhood. Now when Nipsey bought this neighborhood, guys, he had a huge vision. I'm talking about huge. He didn't buy this strip center just to do business with it and make money from the tenants. No, he bought this strip center as the first step for reviving his neighborhood. Now look at the plan that Nipsey had before he even purchased the building. His plan was to buy it, tear it down completely, and build a 7-story high residential building with commercial on the first level. Now guys, in the real estate world, that is not easy to do. That's mixed use, that's commercial with residential. There's a lot of restrictions, a lot of tough things you have to overcome, and it's so amazing how Nipsey planned to do that before he even bought the building. This just shows what vision he had. Now Nipsey had that vision to buy the plaza, to do the 7-story residential building with commercial on the bottom, and he did just that. Him and his business partner David Gross went in and they bought the building for a couple $1 million. Now Nipsey didn't just buy this building and say, oh, I'm just gonna leave it like this for now and I'll figure out what I'm gonna do later. No, he had a timeline, he had a goal, and he was gonna start it as soon as the building was purchased. Nipsey's timeline was 18 months. And the Marathon store, the one I was talking about in my previous video that Nipsey opened, that was gonna be the anchor tenant. Now if you don't know what an anchor tenant is, in simple words, just imagine this. Starbucks comes and opens in a location that's empty. There's really nobody over there. But all the business people in the area start to look and say, if Starbucks opened there, then that area must be good. So it gains confidence in the other business people, therefore they come and open. So the Marathon store, Nipsey's goal was to be the anchor tenant to then drive more businesses to come open in that neighborhood. Now all this being said, Nipsey and his team put their hands together and eventually bought out this building on West Slauson Avenue. Now this building was currently zoned for 40 units, meaning that they can only build up to 40 units after they spoke with the city. Now Nipsey and Gross, they didn't want to build only 40 units. They wanted to build 100 units, and they were going to do whatever it took to make that happen. Now the tough thing is when you try to do a rezone from 40 units to 100 units, it takes a long entitlement process, meaning you have to go through so many board members, you have to go through council, you have to go through the city, you have to do a lot of this stuff. But what amazes me is Nipsey was already working on all that, which is why he gave the timeline of 18 months, so it all made sense. Now not only that, guys, but Nipsey Hussle, when he opened the Marathon store, don't just think that, oh, it's a store that sells hats and shirts and pants and all that. No, this store was a smart store. This means that people would go into the store to purchase products, to purchase the shirts and the hats and whatnot. And when you go into the store to do that, there's a special treat for you. And what a smart store means, guys, is it's not just going inside the store to buy products, but there is a special treat for you when you do that. Imagine this. You walk into a store and you're about to buy a shirt, and that shirt that you're about to buy, you grab it. There is an app created for the Marathon store, a special app only for that store, where you open it up and then you aim it at the shirt, and when you aim it at the shirt, there is something special that plays just for you. Now Nipsey Hussle, he had a lot of content, but he didn't put all that content to the public. He kept some of it. So what he decided to do is create the Smart Store, the Marathon Store, and then create an app for that store. And what that does is when you hold a shirt up and you aim the app at it, it plays some of Nipsey Hussle's content that nobody else has seen. Now that right there is innovative, it is unique, it is cool, and it is an experience that Nipsey put in the people who came to the store. It was something more than just going to shop for a shirt or for a hat. It was an experience. It was you going to a store, picking up that unique shirt, and playing a specific content, something that Nipsey Hussle made that nobody else saw, that only you did, because that was a shirt that you purchased. So guys, Nipsey didn't just buy this plaza to make some money. He wanted to buy it, then demolish it, then rebuild it, and then his plan was to give opportunity, to give more jobs for the people local. He wanted to boost up his neighborhood. Remember I said in the beginning, guys, Nipsey, he had a huge vision for the people. That is what he was about. Nipsey was an entrepreneur by heart. You can see it when he talks, you can see it the way he acts, you can see it all over him. He was a true entrepreneur. And we saw exactly that when he opened the Marathon Store and started to show us his innovative ideas, his creative thoughts by implementing the Smart Store. Now for Nipsey, he started hustling at home. He was actually down the street from the plaza and he called his home the worst house on the best block. Now that's so legit, guys, because for me the way I interpret that is the house he was in wasn't the best, but the block he believed was the best. And he didn't just say it, but he actually backed it up by doing what? By purchasing the plaza, which was down the street off Crenshaw and Slauson Avenue. Now Nipsey also told Forbes something that really caught my attention. This isn't just something anyone ordinary says. No, this is someone who has education and knowledge says. Look what he said. I believe that economics is based on scarcity of markets. That means if right now the market has 1 million of what it is that you want, it's not that valuable. So right now if you're sitting and you have 100 water bottles beside you, you're not going to value the water that much. But if you have one water bottle, you better believe you're gonna sip it real slow so you don't finish it. So Nipsey believed in that strongly, which is what he did with his first CDs that he decided to sell. He only made a certain amount of CDs and he didn't just toss them all around telling people to please listen. No, he only gave them around to specific people in specific ways to make sure he didn't flood the market with what he has. And this goes the same for real estate, guys. When the real estate market has so much supply and little demand, it's not that good. But when it has a lot of demand and little supply, everybody's running after it. Everybody wants it. So that's the scarcity of the markets. When there's less houses for sale, the buyers want to quickly buy it. When there's more houses for sale, people aren't that worried because there's a lot of options. So now the value drops. Nipsey didn't want his stuff's value to drop, so he understood that he needs to keep it limited. Now you're probably wondering, why am I sharing this stuff with you guys? Why am I telling you what it is that Nipsey did? I'll be honest with you, the more I research about Nipsey, the more I learn about him, I get so inspired. And I'm like, I have to share it with you guys. I'm a real estate agent and a real estate investor. Everything that I'm reading about Nipsey is helping me in my personal business, helping me see things differently, act differently, approach differently. He's got a lot of skills, a lot of things that so many people just bypass and not realize. Now the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys is because I want you also to take these gems that I'm learning from Nipsey and also you take them so you can apply it as well in your life. He's left behind so much valuable things. He wasn't just a talker, he was a doer. He took the action, he showed us, he preached it, and he also did it. And somebody who does that shows they got the confidence and believe in what they're doing. Now to close off this video, guys, Nipsey was all about one thing. And that was believing in the long term, believing in the marathon, which is why he called his store the Marathon. He understood that things take time. He understood that things aren't gonna come quick. He understood that quick results to get instant gratification is not the route that he wants to pick. It's not the route that the successful people pick. He knew that he has to run that marathon. He knew that this life wasn't just a sprint. You don't just run and quickly get the results you want. No, you gotta play the long game. That is what he was all about. That business name that he picked, the Marathon Store, wasn't just because he thought it's a cool name. No, it has a strong meaning behind it. It literally signifies Nipsey's life. He even said it. He goes, goes, I have been through every single emotion you could possibly think of. Just imagine that. He'd been through all the emotions out there, meaning from the highs to the lows to the positives to the negatives. He's been through all of that through his journey. He understood that the journey he's going through is not easy. He understood that it's tough. He understood that it's a battle. But at the end, if you want to get what it is that you want, Nipsey had that vision. He knew what he wanted. He knew he has to go through that. Same for you guys. Same for you who are watching this video. If you got the big vision, if you have something that you want in your life, run the marathon, not the sprint. That's what we learned from Nipsey. That's what he showed us. That's what he left behind for us. And let's start applying that in our personal life. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really got more motivated to make another video, which is this one, because my previous one that all of you were showing love on and said that you really benefited from it. A lot of people were commenting saying, I didn't even know this about Nipsey. I didn't even know that he was doing this. And that's the point of this video. That's the point of these videos that I make, is I'm trying to share with you things digging deeper into it rather than just looking at it from the face. So I really hope y'all enjoyed it. Today is Nipsey's memorial. There are thousands and thousands of people out there. So guys, let's take the good things that Nipsey left behind, apply them in our life, because at the end of the day, that's how we are going to succeed. That's how we are all going to help one another, and that's what really matters in this life. Anyways, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, and most importantly, subscribe for more videos like this every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. CST. I upload real estate related content, so if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely gonna enjoy the next ones. Anyways, I'll see you all on Monday, and I'm out.